All right, let's talk about something huge today, smoking. But we're not going to do it in the way you've heard a million times before. We're diving into the work of Dr. Ibrahim Al-Feki to see smoking for what it really is, a complex trap, a con artist living in your head, and, most importantly, something you can absolutely learn to dismantle. Let's get into it.
So this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? We all know it's bad for us. The warnings are everywhere. So why on earth is it so unbelievably hard to stop? Well, the answer goes way deeper than just a chemical craving. It's a psychological game. And if you want to win, you have to learn the rules first.
And this quote from Dr. Al-Feki, this is the absolute core of it. We have to stop thinking of that cigarette as a little buddy, as a stress reliever, or a comfort. It's none of those things. It's a thief. It's a con artist that whispers promises of relief while it's literally stealing your health, your money, your confidence, your future. Once you really see it as the enemy it is, that's when you can actually start to fight back. So, if it's a con artist, where does it get its power? Well, it all starts with something Dr. Al-Feki called the pleasure trap. This is the sneaky psychological trick that keeps you hooked, and you know what? Understanding it is the very first step to getting free. Here's the crazy thing. The trap isn't really about the cigarette itself. It's about this, the emotional void. You know that feeling, right? That sudden wave of stress or boredom or just emptiness. We feel that little hole open up inside us, and we get this desperate urge to fill it with something. And the cigarette offers itself up as the easy, quick, but totally false solution. And this is how that trap works, over and over again. It's a vicious cycle. It starts with the trigger, that feeling, that void. Immediately, the thought pops into your head, almost automatically. A cigarette will fix this. So you do it, you light up, and for a minute, you get this illusion of relief from the chemicals. But here's the kicker, the really important part. The cigarette didn't solve the stress. It didn't fix the boredom. It just put a tiny Band-Aid over it, and once that chemical wears off, the void is back. And it usually feels even deeper than before. That is the trap, reinforcing itself with every single puff. Okay, so we understand the trap. Now let's talk about the actual cost of staying in it. And trust me, it is so much more than just the money you're spending or a cough in the morning. The real price is paid across every single part of your life. Look at this slide. Just one number, 18. Now get this, according to Dr. Al-Feki's work, this is the number of distinct poisons you are willingly, actively inhaling with every single cigarette. Not just the two big ones we hear about, nicotine and tar. A cocktail of 18 different toxins. Just let that sink in. And the physical results of swallowing those poisons? Well, it's devastating. We're talking over 22 different types of cancer. We're talking strokes, heart attacks, tremors that look and feel just like Parkinson's disease, kidney failure, sexual dysfunction. The list just goes on and on. It's a blueprint for how the body systematically breaks down under this constant attack. But the damage, it's not just what you can see. Psychologically, this habit is designed to take you apart piece by piece. It chips away at your self-esteem because deep down you know you're hurting yourself. It builds this negative self-image of someone who isn't really in control. It wrecks your confidence. And as Dr. Al-Feki so powerfully put it, it takes your own infinite human potential and turns it against you. And finally, for many people, there is a spiritual price. The body is often seen as this incredible gift, something we're meant to take care of. So to knowingly and repeatedly harm it can feel like a deep betrayal of that trust. And then there's the fact that you are actively harming the people around you with secondhand smoke, which carries its own profound ethical weight. Okay, so the cost is massive. It's undeniable. So why do we keep paying it? Because of the excuses, the clever little stories the con artist in our head tells us. So let's drag those excuses out into the light and face them head on. Just look at this breakdown. The excuse, it calms my nerves. The reality, you're just feeding a chemical addiction that creates the anxiety in the first place. The excuse, oh, I'll gain weight if I quit. The reality, you're literally trading your long-term survival for a temporary concern about a number on a scale. I can't focus without it. What you're really saying is that a drug has hijacked your brain's natural chemistry. And then the biggest lie of them all, I'm just a smoker. That is non-identity. That is a behavior you have learned. Now this is one of the most mind-blowing takeaways from Dr. Al-Feki. That feeling of relief you get when you smoke, it's not the cigarette doing something good for you. It's not giving you calm. It's the deep breath you have to take to inhale the smoke, combined with your own brain desperately releasing its own chemicals, like endorphins, to try and fight off the poison you just put in your body. Your body is creating the relief, not the cigarette. The cigarette is the very thing it's fighting against. So, knowing all of this, how in the world do we actually break free? Well, Dr. Elfiki laid out a really practical step-by-step ritual. This isn't about just gritting your teeth with willpower. It's a conscious plan designed to break the automatic, thoughtless nature of the habit. Okay, step 1. This happens before you even light up. The goal is to interrupt the pattern. First, 3 deep breaths. Just flood your brain with real oxygen. Second, drink a full glass of water. Hydrate your body. And third, this is a really cool one. Make a full circle with your eyes. First one way, then back the other way. It sounds strange, but what it does is it disrupts the normal neural pathway. It short-circuits that automatic pilot mode that just reaches for a cigarette without thinking. Now for step 2. If, after all that, you still light up, you're going to transform the act itself. You hold the cigarette, you look at it, and you say out loud, "I know you are poison." Then you smoke it slowly, but instead of seeking pleasure, you consciously focus on every single negative sensation, the harshness, the burning, the bad taste. And then, at some point, you make a new decision. You say, "I have now decided not to smoke." And you put it out. You throw it away. You're taking back control. And the final step is all about mastering your mind. Before you go to sleep every night, you visualize the future you. See yourself healthy, happy, breathing easy, feeling proud and free. And then, when you first wake up, you mentally rehearse your day. You see yourself facing down triggers, navigating stress, and winning, all without a cigarette. You're building that new, non-smoker identity in your mind first. And all of this brings us to the final and honestly the most empowering part of this whole journey. This is not about loss. It's not about depriving yourself. It's about reclaiming the person you've always been underneath the smoke. I mean, just think about this for a second. It's such a simple question, but it cuts right through all the noise. Were you born a smoker? Of course not. Nobody is. You didn't enter this world needing this habit. And this is the absolute key. Smoker is not who you are. It's not your identity. It is just a label for a behavior, for a habit that you learned and picked up somewhere along the way. And guess what? Anything that can be learned can be unlearned. It is an external thing, not the core of who you are. And this is the ultimate reframe. This is the thought that changes everything. Quitting isn't about sacrifice. You are not losing a friend. You are not giving up a pleasure. You are simply taking off a heavy, toxic coat that you've been forced to wear. You are returning to your factory settings, to the healthy, powerful, naturally non-smoking person you were always meant to be. So this whole journey is an act of restoration, not deprivation. It's about reclaiming your health, reclaiming your confidence, and reclaiming your true self from that con artist that's been stealing it for way too long. So the final question is really just this. Are you ready to come home?